Hey, what's up guys, Griggzy here, and this is I would assume, kind of a long waited for Redstone Computer Tutorial episode. Today we're going to be visiting this old guy over here. We won't be going to the new one for a couple of reasons which I will explain. One, I did say that we were going to revisit this old one because I know there's probably still a lot of people who watch this series that are working on this and trying to make this better before they move on to this. Number two is we aren't really that into this new one yet. It hasn't got much to it, so it makes sense to keep doing little bits with this until we're fully absorbed and into this. Reason three is because I've just thought of a new design that someone actually asked for a long time ago. Someone in the comments went ahead and said, could you add in a feature that counts down from the highest number to the lowest number, or the other way around. So what we'll do is we'll add a couple new test functions for the display, and they will essentially count from one end to the other end. So they will do something along the lines of what this machine here does. Now this is a design by, I can't remember his name, however obviously I took on the design of this curved bus and the screen, and I did a lot of stuff with it. As you can, all of this pretty much all of the cyan wall is stuff that I've done, and also this second screen here, all of the command block stuff is all stuff that I've done. And basically I made this thing multi-use to a degree, but I've showed it to you before, so I won't go into much detail. But essentially if you just press this, it will do a countdown from the highest number that it possibly can, which is a 9, and it will go down to 0, and then it will stop. So we're going to do that for the ALU, and we can use it as a test mechanism. I would say it makes sense that it would be a test mechanism. Now before we proceed, I need to explain why I haven't been around for a while, and this is my official I'm back episode, I guess. I haven't had much time recently because I'm getting to the end of my first year at sixth form, and I had some exams that I needed to do, so I couldn't even think about doing an episode back then, and I was rarely playing my computer during that period as well. Now since then we've been transitioning into the second year of sixth form, just before we have a break for summer. So during summer I will have nothing to do, and I guess my video output should shoot up there. Recently I have kind of still been a little bit short on time because of this transition. I've got a lot of work to be handed in, just work that is due for the end of the year, so that all needs to be sorted out and got in place. So essentially I've kind of been a little bit busy. Now we're going to start this design while I keep speaking about this. We're going to go to our GPU. Remember, we've only done, well, I've only done a few because I didn't feel the need to add on many more. But some of you may have doubled the screen and gone all the way up to double digits, all the way up to 99 maybe. I doubt any of you have done that. If you have, I'd love to see a screenshot. Send it to my Facebook or my Twitter, because that would be crazy. If you've done that all the way up to 99, that would mean there would be a lot of these. That actually makes me think about something. Another reason why the progress has kind of been stunted and halted on this series is because I'm trying to find a nice register design for the new ALU. Before we go ahead and add any more controls, we will need to find out a nice register design. So if any of you guys that watch actually know a really nice just general purpose register design, can you please put that in the comments? I'd absolutely love that. I've recently hit 300 subscribers, and that was a big reason why I'm actually here making this episode, because I obviously saw that it hit 300 and really felt obliged to come on and do an episode, even though I do have this work that's due in, like I said. Let's start building though. We're going to add in a system that can count up or down from the maximum to the lowest digits that we have entered in. So in our case, we've gone up to, is this 0? This is probably 0, isn't it? Oh no, this is 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So ours will go up to 7. Now we're going to put these blocks in like I've just done. You can take these blocks out here, which I'm going to do just because I'm fussy. Now what we do is we add a piston to each of these. So I'm going to do a line across the top quickly so that I can grab a sticky piston and have them attach to each of these. But yeah, like I said, registers, that would be really nice if any of you could do that for me. If any of you know a really nice register design. Also, recently I've been seeing a lot of new views on my Facebook page for Griggzy. Now I know there's not many posts on there. The last time I posted on my Facebook was a long time ago. I usually use it for private messages, so a lot of people will message me on my Facebook. So if you ever want to contact me, Facebook is the place to do it, and I would recommend doing that if you're having any troubles with any of the designs that I've shown you throughout this tutorial, throughout this one, and also any of my Redstone tutorials that any of you have followed. We don't particularly need to do this. We could add 2 lines. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Give me a second. Because we want to have the functionality to count up and also count down, that means we do need to have 2 lines. And now I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Now I'm going to link up Redstone to these. You can copy me right now if you want to. However, I would suggest holding up until I show you the second design that you can do, and then you can decide if you want to use 2 lines like this, which is a little bit more complicated, I guess. But the other design uses 2-way repeaters, so they're kind of complicated. I did a Redstone tutorial on them a while back. Here's one here. Now this is essentially a way of sending power up and down the same line. So I'll show you what I mean. If we power here, it should power here. Ta-da! Hold on, I've just realised I don't have any sound in my headphones. Sound is fixed, I think. Yep. Where's my daytime sensor? Here it is. Why is it not on? There we go. Okay, so yeah, these things, if you power this way, it will send the power through, and it also works the other way around. If I show you, and there you go. So we could use these, which would be nice. It would be nice to implement them. However, I do wonder if they're a little irrelevant. You know what? Let's just stick with this. There's no need to overcomplicate it. I'm just going to turn the sound down a touch. Let's just stick with this. Now we will need a place to power this, so let's go here and here. And we also want quite a lot of delay between the screen showing. So if we was to power like that, I feel like it would be way too quick. Okay, so let me just work on this for a second. We will, however, add a... actually, I think we need more delay than this, so we're actually going to have to bring them out like this, which I didn't want to have to do, but we're going to have to, So this is how this is going to pan out. What we do is we go... Now I think something like this should work. I'm a little bit worried that it won't though. Because we're sending the power this way when really we should be sending it this way. Let's see how it goes. We're going to put a button down this time, and we're also going to add some delay to the button so we can get to the screen and look at it before it goes. Okay, so we can go ahead and test it now. This lever needs to be constantly on. I'm also going to add some delay so we can get to the screen and see if this works. Right, so let's turn them all on. And that should empty our screen, clear it. There we go. Now, if we flick this just long enough for that to turn off. 1, 2. Still too quick. So we will have to add more delay to this bit. We can't have any delay on this line here, I think is what's happening. What am I doing? This might just give the exact same result. It's been a while since I did Redstone to be honest, so you're going to have to excuse me if you're face palming right now. Here is where the delay needs to be, unfortunately. So that makes things a lot more complicated. Let's see how much delay this gives us. None of the other lines are powered. Am I stupid? 1, 2. That'll be enough delay. So now we take this and we do it over and over again. This will make things a lot more complicated. I think I now remember why I'd never wanted to do this. Okay. We can't do it like this. This is too big, right? So the only other way to do it would be to do it on 2 1-tick pulses that fire really quickly and can drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, with only one in between, with only one repeater in between. Because at the moment, that's way too quick, right? We'd have to do something like that. So this would have to be powered, and there'd have to be 2 1-tick pulses. Oh no, because this won't pick up 1 tick, will it? Okay, so I've somewhat worked out a system here. We're using these lines here and this squiggly thing over the top and the torches to power them. Now don't ask me why I decided to put lines out like this and then do it for torches from above. I figured it would be easier to kind of wiggle this line over the top rather than wiggle the line actually here. So this is kind of the result. Let me show you. Okay, so let's turn this off. Now we're going to use a pulse extender, I think. Right, who wants to look at this then? If I get rid of this, because we're not going to do a down, I've decided now it would be too complicated, too long-winded. You can if you want to, it would just mean inverting this to the other side and doing it in the other direction. Okay, so if I press this button, this little contraption here, which I've showed you before, will set the pulse to 1 repeater. I think it'll be 3 ticks, I have no idea. Let's just have a look. So only 1 repeater will be on at a time, and that's what we want. Now I've achieved this by using the pulse setter here, which I think I've shown in a Redstone tutorial episode before. I think I've also shown it in a computer tutorial before. Each of these has 3 ticks of delay in between each torch. Sorry, 3 repeaters set to 4. So that's 4, 8, 12. So it's 12 in between each of them. So let me just show you how I've done this. Let's choose this one. So now we're going to go 1 tick, 2 tick, 3 repeater, sorry, and then we put this here. So let's link it up. We've got 1, 2, 3 repeaters, all set to 4. That's 12. Then it comes round, powers the torch, which is there. And then we'll keep going with it. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So now that I think about it, you could do this nice little zigzag design, which is what I'm going to try and achieve now. I think this is how we're going to do it. Now you should be able to just put a torch on the inside of each of these, and you have to go through and ensure that each one gives power to the piston. So there we go. There we go. You can also cut down these if you wish. Go, cut that down. This one needs one here. Now you need to ensure that all of your repeaters are set to 4. Link them all that, like so. Okay, so I figured out a way to make it look neat. Now this counts upwards in this direction, and it is infinite. You can keep going with this, and keep going, and it will, you know, it's a repeatable design. This little pulse setter here I've just rotated round, and you will power it from this direction here. So if we grab some of this, this will be our control. I guess we could put it here. The count up test. There we go. Now we just need to link it up like we always do. I'll put a lever down. Now that should reach. Now we put a button there. Now let's just test this quickly. Let's let it do what it needs to do. As soon as these lights go off, we should have nothing. Perfect. Now if we press this button, the pulse thingy should work, and we should get a count up. Right, okay, we didn't get a number 1 then. Let's look into that. I think this should work. I don't know if the 1's going to show up or not. Let's see. No, the 1's not going to show up. Okay. This is getting powered from here. Wow. How did I not notice that? So that means this doesn't need to be there, does it? Okay, this torch wasn't right. There we go. I've just fixed my problem. Okay, now let's go ahead and try this. It should work now. We shouldn't have any overlap. We should get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You asked for a count up or a countdown, and I have just given you one. Here we go. This is the count up. Now if you wish to do it the other way round, all you would need to do is duplicate this to this side and power it from this end down to that end. I think that will conclude the tutorial. I will just quickly, because I didn't really explain this as I did it, I kind of worked it out through the episode. I will go ahead and show you the finished product here. So here we go. This is how we power it. We use this little contraption here, which I use in some designs just to make sure that the pulse that is entered is of a certain length when it is outputted. I don't think that a short tick would work though. No, see? It only takes ticks of a certain length, depending on what this is set to. A little bit useless, I think, but it's probably worth having. It's making this thing work, so I'd keep it there. Now you run this into this lovely zigzag design, which is a repeating pattern of this. As you can see, we have 3 ticks in between each torch, and each torch powers a different line that are 1 block apart. Ta-da! And I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I will do a quick overview shot, kind of a bird's eye view. Here we go. Take in anything that you need to now, but essentially, yeah, this is how you would do it. You can probably do a few different designs that don't require as much wiring, but this is the one that I've just come up with on the spot. So you do something like this. Ta-da! You asked, and I have delivered. Thank you ever so much for watching, guys. Likes, comments and subscribes are all very much appreciated. If you have any ideas or complaints, you can go ahead and drop them into the comments below, because I do love to read them. I'll see you in the next episode that I put out. I'm gonna be putting out some DCS World videos, which is a flight simulator, and I love it very much, and I've loved playing it recently. So if you're interested in aviation stuff like that, or simulators, then go ahead and check out that video when it's up. The next episode will either be working on this, or I'll find something else to do on the old one. It depends if I've kind of got into gear and found a nice register design. For now though, I feel like this episode has run over. I only wanted it to be about 25 minutes long, and I feel like it's been really long because I've just been trying to work out how to do this baby here. I quite like it. It's quite a neat design. It reminds me of this design up here, this kind of crisscrossing thing. I feel like my redstone's getting neater recently, just because, I don't know why, it just feels like it has been. Anyway, let's end the 5-minute outro. I don't know how long it's been, that was just an exaggeration. It's probably been about 5 minutes though. I'm going to hurry up and end it by saying a goodbye.